Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do Thomas readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Taurus and Scorpio on Tuesdays. Also, the deck that I'm using today is called the Spirit Within Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting your personal reading, the link is in the description below. So, just as a heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them. However, I usually only take the cards that jump out like these ones have. Let me just go ahead and put these ones back, because usually when they fall in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back into the deck and then continue shuffling. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards. And with that, we can get started. So Taurus, I do just want to take a quick second to remind you guys that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Four of Cups, which to me signals that you guys are kind of finished with complacency, right? I feel like you guys have been kind of accepting a situation like it is, and now at this point you're ready to, have more out of the situation. Because it looks like, this person here has those 3 cups and is getting another 4th cup from this waiter, but he doesn't look satisfied yet. He doesn't look very excited that he's getting that cup, right? So to him, it's just more of the same. And I think that a lot of you guys are dealing with a very similar energy. You're kind of just done with the mundanity of it all, right? Doing the same thing day in and day out. You want to have some deeper meaning to your life and really start to see progression, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you may have actually started stagnating as a result of, I don't want to say like it's your fault or anything, but like sometimes it's just easy to go to work, come back home, go to sleep, go to work, come back home, and just repeat it day in and day out. So I feel like now you guys are really working up that motivation and that drive to really go after what it is that you want, because you want more. You don't just want the same old here. And, I see the Devil here and the King of Pentacles. So that to me seems like a lot of things. For one, this could be symbolic of a toxic person in your life, right? I'm seeing sort of this devil figure here looking at this child. So for some of you, it could be that there's a toxic family member in your life. I'm also seeing this King of Pentacles who looks very lax, very relaxed, very sort of lazy, right? He's stretched out there on that chair and doesn't really feel like he's gonna do a whole lot. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, especially if you have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn people in your life, they could be kind of, particularly if they're your family members, they could be just kind of leeching off of you a little bit. And that might also be why you're in this Four of Cups energy to begin with. And then for another group of you, I'm getting that this King of Pentacles energy is actually you, right? And this Devil energy is the own toxicity of, you guys being a little bit too lazy, right? I don't want to like be rude or anything, but like sometimes we can very easily fall into a funk and fall into sort of a rhythm where we just don't really do a whole lot besides just kind of surviving, right? And I think that you guys are ready to really leave this surviving mode and enter thriving mode, right? So now it's not a matter of like, I don't want to do that because I don't have energy. It's, I don't have to do that because I've already done that and I can move on to bigger, better things, right? And we have this Ace of Wands here, which symbolizes that bigger and better things. I do also want to mention that you have the Strength card here and the Devil card. So the Strength represents Leo, whereas the Devil card represents Capricorn. So with this King of Pentacles, I think that you guys might be dealing with a Capricorn in particular. But either way, the Strength card in reverse tells me that even though you guys have the strength, you've sort of kind of let go of it, right? So I picture climbing a rope, and you know, you can't climb a rope if you don't put your entire strength into it. And I feel like it's when, for example, like tying this into physical strength, it's like when you're so sore that you just cannot push an object. That's how you feel, but like on a spiritual level or on a mental level. So I think that right now it's very important for you guys to take a rest, right? Like this card here is very symbolic of that sort of resting energy. It's very important for you guys to rest in order to be able to have this strength in the upright again. And because this strength, pulling in from where you, right? So you guys have the strength. You just have to gather it up and pull it out and use it. It's just a matter of allowing yourself to gather up that strength and allowing yourself to rest enough to be able to use that so that you're able to carve your way here for this Ace of Wands, right? The Ace of Wands is a new passionate beginning, which is kind of like the direct response to this Four of Cups energy, which is boredom, right? So like complacency, dissatisfaction. This is motivation, passion, drive. So like this is what you want and this is where you're heading. You just need to allow yourself to be able to get there, right? Don't be so much in a rush to get to your new beginning that you can't even allow yourself to get there, right? If that makes sense. And yeah, and like I'm looking at the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, and that just confirms what I just said, is that if you guys are beating yourself up too much for not being able to have all of this power, motivation, and drive and all of this right now immediately, then you're never going to get there, because this is what the Seven of Pentacles is about, right? So let's take an example here. A lot of times people, when it comes to like losing weight or working out or whatever, they tend to lose motivation because they don't see immediate results. But there's some things in life that don't have immediate results, right? And like losing weight is one of those things. And I feel like this is probably going to be something that's close to someone's heart out there watching right now. But like, in order to really get results, you need to put in a little bit of effort every single day until you finally get there, right? So a lot of people are good at this like cram style, where you wait until the last minute and put in a whole bunch of effort and then you get the thing across. And like that might work when it comes to something like a product, something quantitative. But when we're talking about qualitative work, you really want to put in a little bit of it every single day. Especially if it's talking about like gathering your strength here, you want to, first of all, allow yourself to rest, which is a good example. I think a lot of you guys are actually dealing with health stuff, because the examples that I keep going back to are these sort of physical strength kind of things, right? So if you're bodybuilding, for example, you're going to want to work out and then give yourself ample time to rest, give yourself the food that you need in order to rebuild that muscle that you've been working out, and then go at it again, right? But those resting periods are the parts that are most important. So you need to allow yourself to put in the work, but not so much work that you burn yourself out and you can't do anything, right? I feel like this is a very important message for a lot of you guys, because I think that this is one of those bad habits that you guys may have. And especially here with the Devil card warns us of bad habits and vices and obsessions also, but I feel like that's not as relevant for most of you guys. But like I was saying, if you guys are able to sort of break this habit of doing everything all at once, because that's not going to work for you in this scenario, it'll be a lot better for you. So if you do a little bit at a time, you're going to see some huge payback. You're going to see some huge returns on this. And you're going to be in this Nine of Pentacles energy, right? And the Nine of Pentacles energy to me is my independence card. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you might be becoming financially independent, because I see sort of the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, right? All those feel like energies of financially independent, but I'm also seeing romantically independent, right? Emotionally independent, because we have this Four of Cups, the Three of Cups. Like there's a lot of energy here, and especially the Devil can talk about obsessions and codependency as well. So I think for a lot of you guys, you're working on that as well. But you're working towards this Nine of Pentacles, which talks about your independence. You're able to be with yourself comfortably. And I think that once you're able to do that, you're going to have sort of like a reunion energy, right? So we see the Queen of Swords here, which the Queen of Swords is representative of air signs, which can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I'm thinking for a lot of you guys, this is kind of like a very intelligent woman in your life, right? Because the Queen of Swords is very smart, very business savvy, very cutthroat and to the point also. So a lot of times the King and the Queen of Swords are known for not being the most emotionally intelligent, but I feel like they mean well at the end of the day. It's just that they have more of a difficult time expressing themselves emotionally, especially in your case. I think that once you're able to really gain all of this independence, first of all, I think that this Queen of Swords is representative of an actual person in your life that you've been sort of treating as like a mother figure or kind of like a role model. But this Queen of Swords is also representative of these qualities within yourself. So I'm thinking that because you've sort of been in this Four of Cups energy for so long, you've kind of put parts of you away in order to really focus on getting money, right? And while that may work in the short term, in the long term, I feel like it's been affecting you. So once you're able to gain this independence, it's like you're going to have this reunion here and celebration with yourself. And you're going to be able to really acknowledge some of those qualities where you maybe haven't in the past. And it's like meeting yourself from the past. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. You're going to be able to really sort of get in touch with a lot of those qualities that you may have sort of tabled for the moment. And I'm also getting that perhaps instead of reuniting with these Queen of Swords qualities, these Queen of Swords qualities could be the ones that you have currently. So instead of like you becoming like more cold or more harsh, I feel like that's kind of where you've been at right now. And once you're able to get all these things sorted away, get rid of this devil energy, you're going to be able to really reunite with your inner child. And I feel like that's going to bring you this happiness, this celebration, this reuniting energy. And it's going to give you that a thirst for life, that a sort of high on life kind of a feeling. That's the direct opposite to this Four of Cups sort of dissatisfaction and boredom, right? This card could also, in a couple of rare cases, be representative of depression, just because of how I'm looking at the symbolism. So I'm thinking for some of you guys, you might be depressed, and I feel like that's not most of you, but certainly if you're very clinically depressed, I would highly recommend seeking out medical help if that's for you. Obviously, everyone responds to different things different ways, but like I was saying, I think that for a lot of you guys, working on this is going to help you a lot in the long term. But that was your reading first time around, Taurus. If you enjoyed, please leave a like because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Taurus videos on Tuesdays, but in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.